What was your favorite experience? I didn't have that much fun at TwitchCon. It was a pretty bad weekend for me, actually. But I got to hang out with some people, so it was okay. You seem to not really like big conventions like PAX and TwitchCon. Do you still think it's worth it to go? So my personal opinion was that, or is that it's a waste of time to try to network at these events, that nothing good gets done at the parties and everything, that you don't really form important connections or get anything.
Wow,
it's just a waste of
13
time.
months. Perfectly timed. Good job coming back today.
Thanks, buddy. But Devin disagrees with that a lot, and Harkton disagrees with that a lot. So my opinion on that is just wrong. So I have to figure out. I walked around with Harkton a little bit, and then talked with Devin a little bit, and I think I understand the networking thing a lot better now. At future events, I'll probably. I think the goal is to like focus on like one or two people and form a couple personal connections, rather than run around and try to collect business cards from a million people. I also understand a lot more about how everything in the industry works now in terms of how all these deals are set up and everything too, so I probably have a little bit more information. I'm probably not going to be streaming tomorrow. I have like 300 emails. I've got so much shit I have to get through. It's not advantageous for people who don't like to go to parties and shit. You have to be a pretty extroverted person. That's not acceptable for me. I'll become extroverted more if I need to be successful, if that's what it takes, right? I don't know. I can go to parties and shit. I just usually don't enjoy it, but I can fake enjoyment if it means establishing important connections. Do I regret going? I don't know. I try to live my life with no regrets. I don't think you should regret everything. I think it's a really toxic mindset.
Hi.
I guess the way that I view it is like, if your life is the totality of all the events that happen to you, if you're happy with who you are as a person, you can't pick and choose like which events you keep, right? You have to accept that everything that happened has happened, and there's no reason to regret anything. Just make sure that you're learning lessons from everything, I guess, if that makes sense. Please explain what you learned about networking from Harkton and Devin. So the important thing about networking is to establish a relationship with a POC, person of contact, that you can later reach out to in an email. I guess it's better to find somebody, to talk with them a little bit, to get a face on them, and to have even a little bit of a personal relationship, so that when you reach out to an email later, you kind of have a feel of where the other person is, and he kind of has a feel of you, rather than just shooting like cold opener emails to try to like land any kind of deal. So like Harkton coached me through some of this, and I went and talked to Ting, and I probably upgraded my Ting sponsorship to a cash deal as a result of that, just because I went up and I had the conversation. I talked to the dude. It was just a little bit more personable. And then there are other potential things. I got a little brief conversation with an Intel dude. I'll probably shoot him an email probably tomorrow when I do my emails, and then maybe a Lenovo thing. But just little things like that. And these are skills that can be practiced and refined over time as well, of course. I thought I was so close. I got my level 25 castle, and I figured I'd just go ahead and pop a quick level 25 academy, but nope. You have to have everything at 25. Fuck. Is an extrovert introvert related to how your brain works? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, dude. It might be. I try not to like label myself and then let the label define me. I might be an introvert. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm an extrovert. I don't know. I think it's dangerous. Don't read labels and like make it define your life or something. I don't know, dude. Maybe there's like a big meme. When I finish doing things at the end of the day, like being able to be by myself, or like especially anytime I visit LA, being able to like do that drive back on my own. This is why I can't Uber. I have to rent a car, have a car. Like being able to drive through the city at night for 30 or 40 or 50 minutes on your own with nobody else around you, and all you have is your car and the sounds of the road and maybe your radio playing, to have that time to yourself where nobody can talk or say anything or judge you or give any kind of input or criticism or comment. Like, I don't know how to explain that feeling. Like, it's something that's very, very, very important to me at the end of every day that I have, especially when I'm traveling. To be able to have that time alone, it just means so much to me. And I can't do that in an Uber. Maybe that sounds like really weird, but it's a really, really, really important part of the day for me to be able to do that. There is no traffic in LA past like 2 or 3 a.m. Most of it dies at around 12:30. I thought that you were generally happy with your current level of success. Why are you pushing so hard to make connections all of a sudden? I don't know. When I go to LA and when I talk to people like Harkton and Devin, and I see how successful all of these other people are that also respect me and look up to me, it's a very strange feeling, because I feel like I don't know how to explain it, not wasting my potential, or maybe I feel like I could do so much more. I don't know how to explain it. I remember one of the most hurtful comments I ever heard in my entire life was when I was doing carpet cleaning, and I was in an old lady's home, and she had one of those machines, and she was talking to me about some machine that she got, and it was a machine that made your water high alkalinity, and she thought that if she drank it, it would turn her whole body like high alkalinity. She couldn't get cancer. And I remember I talked with her about this for like 30 minutes while I was cleaning her carpet, and because I thought it was bullshit at the time. It probably is bullshit. I'm pretty sure it is, because your alkalinity is all carefully regulated in your body. And I remember that she said at the end of that conversation, wow, you know, you gave me a lot of things to think about. You're really smart for a carpet cleaner. And I remember that comment bothered me a lot, because like, holy shit, like I'm going to be carpet cleaning for the rest of my life. And I don't think I should be doing this, you know? It kind of made me wonder. And I think about that a lot, about a lot of different things sometimes. I'm not sure if I'm doing what I should be doing, or if I could be doing way more. Yeah, I don't know. There are times when I look at people and I see what they've accomplished and the people that they have around them, sometimes I get a little bit resentful about my upbringing. I think that, like, on one hand, I'm really happy that I've accomplished so much on my own, but then I think that having people around you that can really drive you or motivate you to do things is such an unbelievable asset that it makes me regret not having that, I think, growing up. I don't know how to put that into words. It's a really weird feeling. I used to be really proud that, like, I'm in my late 20s and I feel like I've accomplished a fair bit on my own, but then I wonder if I had somebody more that I could look up to. Like, I've never had anybody in my life ever, in my whole life, that I know personally that I look up to or can respect or model myself after. I've always just kind of been doing things on my own. And if I would have had that connection or somebody more, it just makes me wonder about some things. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Doesn't that go against your philosophy of not regretting the past? Yeah, I mean, I can't control it, but it just makes me wonder. When you build that around yourself, it's different and infinitely more valuable than being born into a good family. Yeah, but what if you have the combination of the two? What if you're born into a really good family, but then you're also, like, really driven and really intelligent? Then you get, that's it, dude. That's like the God dream. I always say that, like, in growing up, something that's really funny / frustrating to me is that, if I could go back in time and tell myself, like, how to do things differently, like, I probably wouldn't even listen to myself. I say that, but I didn't really have anybody like that, I guess, in my life that would give me really good advice, or that I could look up to, or that would help me, like, navigate some of the more difficult things that I've, I guess, had to navigate on my own. And I kind of wonder if I would have had a different level of guidance, like how much different a lot of different things would have turned out. I'm not sure. Are you saying Devin and Harkton had someone to look up to? I know that Devin did a lot. I don't want to, like, talk too much about Devin. That's really weird. Or Harkton, but being around those guys, it's... I said it. I'm sorry, dude. I'm locking it in. I feel like I've never surrounded myself with, like, really successful people. It's just not something I've ever done in my life. And I feel like I should. I feel like it's really stupid not to. You say this, but not a lot of people really have that one person that can give them all the answers. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like talking about this because it sounds like a pity party. But, like, going through esports, everybody always had, like, you had team leaders, you had website owners, you had friends, you had all these other people, you had these support structures and all these systems that were built around you. And all of these people now, even these streamers that, you know, kind of fizzled out, still have these amazing connections, these amazing opportunities. They still get to present things at Twitch. They still have all these crazy deals and whatnot because they had so many people helping them throughout the way. And they learned so many things that were so hard for me to learn, that I had to do so many stupid... I made so many mistakes that I shouldn't have made, that if I had somebody there, I wouldn't have made them. I would have learned it much better, I think. Do you think you're fulfilling that figure for some amount of your fans? Yeah, maybe, but it just makes me nervous. I'm not sure. I got a lot of people that come up to me at events and send me emails and shit and say they look up to me and everything. But, I don't know. I mean, every 2 years I look back and I think at how stupid some of the decisions I made were. And then I feel like I'll feel that way every 2 years. So I'm not sure. I don't think that I'm somebody that you should be like, that you should admire too much, because I still make a lot of, like, huge mistakes, and I still have their, like, really fundamental things to my character that are impossible to emulate and probably shouldn't be. Who do you look up to now? Nobody. I mean, now I guess Devin and Harkton are two people that I'm starting to look up to, or at least I'll try to. I need to copy things off of them. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do my emails. I'm gonna try to, like, pencil out a schedule, dude. I think you're a failure of a human being if you don't have a schedule. If anybody's ever gone, and I remember this from college, if you ever go from not having a schedule to having a schedule, and it doesn't even have to be a rigid one, like, there's so much time in the day. There's an impossible amount of time in the day. And people don't realize, like, how much time something is. Like, if you put 1 hour a day into something, you'll be so good at it in a year. It'll blow your mind. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I waste so much time in my day doing nothing, just jerking off, figuratively and literally. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to try to, it's going to be one of the big changes going forward that I'm going to try starting tomorrow. I'm going to pencil that shit in. I have no discipline. That's one of the biggest character flaws that I have. I have absolutely no discipline. For everything else you can say about me, it's like I lack it more than anything else in the world. Do you have character traits that you'd recommend emulating? The most important character trait that I have that I think everybody should have, there's two of them. There's two that have been so invaluable to me. One that everybody should have. The first one is curiosity. I'm going to be really arrogant for all these conversations just because I've talked to so many people and done so much over these past few months. Being curious about things is what's led me to have so much knowledge about so many different things. I noticed that I talk to a lot of people who, and like even people that I feel like should be so much more intelligent than me. I talk to people who are like, oh wow, you know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, or I really enjoy a conversation with you because you know so much shit. The reason why I know anything about anything is because I usually will get interested in something and I'll just Wikipedia it. I think you should be interested about your world. Like if there's, I don't know how to say that. It sounds really simple and really stupid, like to be curious. But like if you ever have a question about something, you should just look it up and figure, I don't know, just learn a little bit about it. That's just how I've acquired like 99.9% of the information that I have about shit. I think it's really, really, really important. I think having self-esteem is really, really, really important. I don't know very many people that have it.